Who's your dream list? If I am to basically say, okay, Yasas, 16 national list available from the SLPP, if they are to step down and bring in the professionals into the parliament and assign them certain different ministries or whatever, who could possibly be your dream list? You don't have to go to 16, but
no,
even
it's difficult to go to 16.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, right now, hung on, the person has been following Mrs. Rohan.
Right.
Because of his background and
Right.
he's close to politics, he understands the complexity, plus he has the thinking to do some work.
Right.
Then obviously if you can get a Dr. Hans to come in.
Right.
If you can get a Otara who is always in Aragalaya as activist now, because she doesn't have the corporate baggage to carry anymore.
Right.
She's already there.
Right.
But what does it take for us to get her in?
Right.
What about somebody from MS Brandix Hydromony? Because these guys know how to run things at scale.
Right.
I mean, a factory they run has 50 buses bigger than a depot.
Right.
They know how diesel get robbed.
Right.
And they know how to manage it, that all 50 buses bring shifts on time and everything is fine.
Right.
So there are people who understands how to run villages. Their canteens run 3,000 meals 3 times a day.
Right.
And always food means there's somebody trying to make a cut out of it.
And there's always food.
Always food.
Yeah.
And how do they keep? I mean, these guys know how to run things in Sri Lanka, plus being exposed to the world. So I don't want to go through names.
Yeah, I mean, I know. If I'm actually going to throw the same thing to you right now, Yasas mentioned a few names, a few companies or individuals.
Mahesh Amalian. I mean, that's the list I have.
Exactly, right, from MAS. I mean, if you are given, for example, I know dream list 5 people who you think should be in the parliament who can actually take us or help us take us out of this hole, who would you sort of recommend?
Okay, I have to disagree with what Yasas said. First of all, why would these guys trouble themselves to come here? They are really good as long as their schemes are good. They come into parliament, they are cabinet secretary, they are parliamentary secretary, they are ministry secretaries, and the entire bureaucracy is going to put a spoke in the works. And that's what they've been doing for 40 plus years.
Exactly.
Okay, ever since this Janaraja Ando is in place, or the second, the chaos constitution is implemented, this is what's been done. So we actually drafted our constitution after 1948, based mostly on the British constitution. We did study the Indian, the British, the American, and parts of Russia too, but it's mostly British. And if you've seen Yes Prime Minister or Yes Minister, how the bureaucracy works in England. They just waylay you as much as you can. I agree, these guys are the examples of corporate efficiency, the best examples of corporate efficiency that you can come up with in Sri Lanka. But, first of all, convincing them is going to be a Herculean task because they know that why government really doesn't work or why it gets stuck in the mud, because it's designed that way. If they're allowed to bring in their teams that make them super efficient and whatever, then yes. But the thing is, we are looking at a constitutional change of mammoth proportions. So for me, this is not doable. This is exactly why I said that I see change coming, Yasas and Shaq, about 10 years down the line, where the people who are now in the Aragalaya, who have actually felt the pinch, who actually got punched straight on the nose and tasted blood, they want this change. You got to want it, you got to be hungry for it, and you have to come in and ask for representation, and you will win. And through a process of trial and error, only will you get there. So, whether we like it or not, I feel that the current parliamentarians that we have, the few good men and women we have, need to carry us through maybe for the next 2 years until the next election.